1 minute to the new meeting. I'm gonna just write in the chat, in the channel. There is Resonant, oh, yes, correct. There is a few things that we need to and events, yes, and events. Sorry, I can't talk and do things at the same time. Let me just start. I started automatically. Yes. Um, so regarding, can you, Tom, please stop sharing for a moment. So regarding the Resonant OS, there were a few things. I mean, I'm still waiting. I got the key. Okay, I got the key, so I can start the DAO. Uh, but we decided, let's decide the number of tokens and to use. And Vlad came out with an amazing idea. And but I don't know what's happened with the idea. I don't know if we actually have a number. If we don't have a number today, I'm gonna decide the number so we can start because we can't keep waiting. So we need to decide to the number of tokens that we want to have. It's more a symbolic thing that a reality because the value it's connected to the market cap and not to the number of tokens. Okay, so it doesn't matter how many tokens we have. What it matter is the value that we have, and then that value is divided for the number of tokens. Okay, so uh, the number of tokens is more like a psychological elements, which we should leverage. And some people were suggesting, uh, the pi number. Some other people were suggesting, I can't remember, something else, 21 billion just to connect with Bitcoin or something else. We need to find a number. One thing, the number shouldn't be too big or too small, because otherwise we go into massive fractions of 0.0000001 token. Okay, so that is become too uncomfortable. Or we need to share to each other, thank you for this like, I give you 3 billion tokens, and that is also uncomfortable. So something that make to stay to a number that is comfortable to use, easy to remember. So if someone asks you how many tokens do we have as a total, you have an answer that you can remember. Those are the only requirements that I suggest. Do we have a number? Someone says 369. Someone said
What about if we
yeah.
use like a sound wave, like a 550 is the color green, which is what the humans see in nature, and is the heart, and is the unit, right? Right, engineer? Can we use something at least
You could
resonator will resonate
you
with
could use a
sound,
higher
and we could.
harmonic of it. That would give you enough tokens.
I'm just saying, if we use the concept of resonator as vibration, which is, the wave, it's not about the money, it's about the wave, right? And just without thinking in terms of money, make it simple.
Yeah, exactly. We can choose something, and there is this number 42 that keeps coming back from the nerds. No offense, I'm just kidding, of course. Which is a cool number. Um, I don't know what's this 369, honestly.
Is the Tesla number 369 actually is like a is the way how the particle goes into no space and to the void. 369, and it's a scalar wave.
Okay. Okay, so we have just discovered about this 52 being an unlucky number for agents. Uh, Thanks for sharing this. So if it's 369, can be 369 million or 3 billion 600 sorry, 3,690,000,000. Uh, how do we how do we decide today which?
Maybe you should think about how annoying the math would be to divide the increments in the way we would normally use them and then scale it to that. Just a thought.
uh, this was too deep, Victor. Tell me
Oh,
more.
no,
Tell
I'm
me
just
more.
saying like you don't want to have to be like 0.0010 of a Resonant OS token and then that's my contribution to something where like if you have like wholer numbers or the right size number for what the everyday usable increment would be
Yeah.
something to think about to scale it to.
So yeah, it's true. So we need to consider that part, but in somehow, unless we go nuts with the numbers, we are always going to be within. It can be one, it can be 10, or can be 100. Okay, so at the end, it's not. They are not difficult to manage. It's if we don't go like let's make 200 trillions, then it's a problem. But if we stay within probably 500. Uh, 500,000 and 1 billion or 1 trillion probably, we are in a range of number that we can manage comfortably mentally. So cannot be if it's like I was saying, if it's 369, will be 3,690,000. Okay, it cannot be 369 token. Okay, that's not gonna work. It has to go towards, or 369,000 tokens, which is a little bit small number, or it needs to be 3,690,000. So if it's 42, it can be 42 millions or 420 millions.
Are the numbers in question 369 and 42? We could flip a coin.
So we sum that, what did you say? We sum them together.
Yeah, is it
So
369 or 42? Are those the choices?
4,000, at the moment, that is what the people are suggesting, but you can suggest something else. So someone is just saying 32-bit floating point. I mean, it's the number that come out is 4,294,967,296 token. Kind of hard to remember. It's much easier to say 4 billions. That is what I'm saying. But yeah, if we need to give some numbers, let's give something that is we don't need the calculator. My suggestion again. Then or we can put a pool and then decide. 369 billions is it's kind of a big number, but it could be
I like the one because we are all one community.
so one token or one
It is
yeah.
okay, but it's everything. One is the totality. That's the
So
whole point.
could be 1 billion.
When you're having to pay in 0.000001 tokens to get anything done. You'll see then.
What's a realistic scale? What would be the most favorable scale? Is it in the
So
millions? Is it tens of millions?
I I did a lot of math one of these last weekend, I believe.
If
Uh, and and I came out with an incredible good strategy, and I recorded. Okay, that was the plan. I record this. I did the thinking. Then I can't find the recording. Now I ask the AI to find it for me because it's somewhere there. I record it. It's there. Must be there. Just I can't find it. But this is the my idea. I'm gonna share. Let me find the web page and then I share the screen so I can show you my thinking, and then we do the math together. Uh, on this computer, I never opened that website. Trading view. Ah, gosh. So hold on a second. I might need to find a way to log in here. Actually. Maybe it's less complicated than I thought. What I'm looking at. Hold on, sorry guys. It's just showing me a different graphics. I don't know why. Community tech. And he's talking to me in Italian, which is pretty. So just give me a minute. So, but you can maybe do talk about something else. I just need a moment to figure out what is going on. Uh, why? Am I still online? Yes. Okay, I found the way. Let me share the screen. Share this one. Can you see the chart? Please give me an audio message. Yeah, in theory you see it. Can someone yes say yes with the audio, please? I can't hear anybody. Maybe there is a problem with my audio.
I can hear you.
No, we're all talking about renaming the coin to a Manolo.
Manolo coin.
Yeah, it's the Manolo coins.
Okay, so when I first joined the community, I kind of did a pass through Claude asking it, "Hey, what's going on here?" And I didn't really understand what was going on. So it did a deep dive and it came back and it was like, "Well, this could be an NFT scam. So maybe we don't name it after Manolo because then it will sound more like an NFT scam."
It's
I'm happy to say I don't think it is. If it is, it's a very well established one, and I haven't figured it out yet.
but that is what it is. There are more scams, there are good projects. So most likely anything that you look at is a scam. And I just opened, and this is not a scam, but just open a coin called the Fartcoin, just to give you an idea about the insanity of this world. Um, but this is not everything is a scam. But anyway, this website it just gives us an idea of the history of the tokens. Okay, what is happening during the over the years. At the moment, I don't know how many people understand the candles and so on. If you have question, ask so everybody get in the same page. But I give as an idea that more or less you understand that a green candle is positive, a red one is negative, and that is price fluctuation over time. Okay, so this is the timeline, and this is the value that change over time. Now, this is the history of Bitcoin. If you see, Bitcoin goes up really fast and then goes down, and then it does up and then down, ups and down all the time. Uh, and they do this over 4 years since 2010. Now this is some history is missing, and what we're seeing here is the logarithmic. So this looks really flat, but in reality here is something similar to this. Okay, and in the past was even higher. So when the token is smaller, fluctuate a lot. But this is the direction. So during the last bull run, which is this one, okay, there is halving, and then the bull run starts. And the next halving is going to be here. And this is April 2028. So here is when we are gonna start promoting our coin seriously. Here is all accumulation, distribution, and building. I'm sharing this so you understand a little bit of the timeline, but you understand also the madness of the fluctuation. During this last bull run, this project came out. Fartcoin. Okay, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any functionality. But I want to, those are weekly candles, okay? Each candle is a week. Let's go into the daily candle. Uh, so you have an idea of also the speed of which this token is being launched and then get to this high level in 88 days. This high level is 6,165% increase for a total of 2.69 billion of value. Now we are building a project that has much more meaning of this token, and with a community that by the time that we go in 2 years time, you're gonna be probably bigger, stronger than this Fartcoin when it started. But let's say that we're gonna do exactly the same of this token, okay? Which is a lot of success. If you think about 6,189%, it's, I believe, if I'm not wrong, it's 600 times the value. Or 60x. Anyway, it's a lot of money. So if this was $1, then as a token, now each dollar it's worth $6,189. Okay, so it's a massive increase. This is something that can happen to us. So if we think that here we start with 1 billion, then when we are up here, the value is insane. So if we think in the opposite direction, and let's say that when we are here, our market cap is like theirs, which is I forgot, which is what is it? 2 billion or something, right? Sorry, let me look here. It's 2,700,000,000. So if we think about the same thing, let's say we round it up and we say it's 3 billion. That is our market cap. Now, how much we divide the 3 billion into how many tokens? This is another number. This is another question. How we make it comfortable? We can say, okay, let's work around 3 billion or 3 million or something around that number. So it's easy to divide, easy to maneuver. One of my thinking also, let's say that we give ourselves for last time we were talking how much we should pay for be active during one of our call. At the end, a rough number came out like $30. So $30 is when we start, or maybe even better when we do a 10x. Okay, why this idea of 10x? So if we give us, instead of $30, we give us $3 per call, but we know that the value is $30. So what is happening? We are going to sell only when we do 10x, not before. So we are going to hold our token and wait at least to do this 10x, which is more or less here. Crazy enough. And look, the people start selling and then goes down, of course, and then people realize, yeah, but now it's worth to buy again. And that is what can happen. I don't know if this logic makes sense. So instead of we give ourselves $3, let's say, okay, with the idea to sell when it's happier. So all of us gonna hold this token, and holding means we push the price up. And then people can decide to keep holding and wait for this or start selling it. Some people will sell because they want to, recoup some money. And that could be the direction. What the advantage of giving us only $3 can be that if things goes wrong, we need a liquidity pool that is much smaller, is 10 times smaller than if we give us a full range. And the risk is that we get out. People, no, I mean, not you and I maybe, but some people will get out really early. And then first they will miss out, and second will make our life much harder because of people are selling instead of buying. So my idea is we give, let's say $3. Here is $30. But if we think from here to here, again, it's 600%. Okay, which is 60 time. So that $30 times 60, it's pretty insane still. I don't know if I've been okay, Victor. Sorry, I couldn't see the chat. So, Victor, have
I just want to ask, so is the supply of tokens going to increase over time? Because
no, the
like,
supply is fixed.
okay, so it is fixed. Okay, so then we're really stuck with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. We make this decision today and we stick with it. But there is no risk. It just shall we give a meaning to this or not? Okay, because we can also say 3 billions done, 1 billion done.
I
Okay,
think we should
and
be over a billion, at least if it's fixed like that.
so but think about Bitcoin is 21 million. So
Is that the current? That's the current circulation?
it's almost. It's because they keep minting for other, I think 20 years or something, but almost 70 or 80% is already in circulation. So it's doesn't the number doesn't matter much. It's more about deciding and understanding. If we can give it a meaning, nice. If we can't, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna find the number, and
You said Bitcoin is 21 million
yeah,
volume.
21 million tokens, coins, yeah, in total. And now they are worth, what is it? I lost it.
Manolo, could you explain something? I've just, for some reason, I've got a mind blank. Bitcoin mining, that means that people have to spend compute to find the tokens.
So they spend the compute to make the network secure. Okay, that is the whole point. So how it works, that every block needs to be uh, kind of encrypted. So there is a kind of a massive numbers that need to be encrypted. Nobody knows the encryption. So those compute, what they do, try to encrypt this number. The computer that managed to do it win and get the chance to create the new block for the blockchain and get rewarded in Bitcoin for doing so. So to unlock the encryption is extremely hard. So you need a lot of compute, and there is a bit of try to win the encryption. So the first one it does get the money, and get the privilege of creating the next block.
And that is something that is unique to how Bitcoin works, or will we need something of that ourselves?
Sorry, I don't understand the question. Ask again.
Do we need to spend compute to unlock security or encryption or something to do with our tokens?
No. So that is how Bitcoin works. This is proof of work. Okay. Our system doesn't work in that way. So not all the blockchain were used for proof of work. We do something different. We first of all we don't have our own blockchain. We place ourselves on someone else's blockchain. This someone else blockchain is not a proof of work or proof of stake. So meaning that they guarantee the system by making them money as a deposit. If something goes wrong, they lose millions. Okay, so they take the risk. This is also Ethereum works in that way. So you put your money inside this machine that create how do you call it blocks. So if you fake something, then you lose all your money. So there is a financial incentive, to be honest.
Okay, cool.
So in
I
our
just wanted to
case,
know because I was curious about whether that influences the number of total tokens as to how hard it is to compute something like that. But if we're
no,
not subject to that, then that's not a problem.
no, yeah, we don't go into creating a blockchain that is too complicated. Maybe in the future we could, but at the moment it's too complicated. We place ourselves on an existing blockchain that has a lot of liquidity that can run at the speed and security that we need. And then on that one we work and we create a fixed number of token. And therefore we are safe.
So if I get it right, that means we like to secure the data that we produce locally by tokenizing it to have a secure encryption on whatever is going on. So it's not about money, it's really about safety. Is that correct?
It's a lot of things. Okay, so okay, so blockchain, first of all, is the most secure technology we know as a human. We never created anything more secure than this one. The security is connected to the technology itself, but also the distribution of this technology. So Bitcoin, it is for us as a human on this planet the most secure network we ever created. Never been cracked once. Okay, is the most secure things we have. And on that blockchain, in theory, you could store data. Okay, you could hash your data inside it. Now, it's not efficient to use Bitcoin for this reason, and nobody's. I mean, there are some people doing it. It's not efficient. There are other blockchain designed for doing this, and so therefore Bitcoin is used for exchange of value and high level value because it's also expensive to do these exchanges. Now, what we are building is something that is much more complex than Bitcoin. We have a series of tokens. The token that we are talking today is the Resonant token, which is a financial token, so it has a financial value. It doesn't store anything. And we, as a blockchain, as a project, as a DAO, we have two financial tokens. Okay, one is this Resonant token. This is a speculative token. It's created for two reasons. To remove speculation from the other token, because the other token should be not a speculative token, and therefore, because humans love to speculate, we need to attract those speculators into a different direction. The resonant token is the one that we start now. This has the function to attract speculator, but also kickstart the founding of our community because of this exact reason, because humans love to speculate. And let's say, and let's take this as an advantage. First, we go into these 2 years of token distribution. So we as a community distribute this token within us according to our contribution. So we share it fairly. So those people that are actually building the DAO and helping this project to succeed. Now you have this token. In 2 years and a half, whatever it is, we are gonna start this. The bull run's gonna, in theory, start. The moment that starts, then the DAO itself and the community member can start selling their token and make money in this way. Not a financial advice, but we shouldn't sell everything. Okay, we should always keep some because the value you never know where it goes. But you sell some so you can make some money. The moment that we share our tokens over 2 years and a half means that most of us will have made enough money to, in theory, of course, if everything goes like a Fartcoin did, we most, I mean, it's unlikely that each one of us present here, if we contribute, will not become millionaire. Okay, it's you saw the numbers. It's just insane. Okay, if we over 3 years we distribute even $50,000 between us, 600 times, and then you are into an insane amount of money. Okay, this is how crazy this world is. So we leverage that to finance ourselves and the DAO. Once we have that money, then with the DAO we start another phase, which is launching the other token. Okay, that is not a speculative token, and kickstart the other part of the DAO, which is financing community projects and buying asset that is owned by the community. This can be data center, can be hotels, can be restaurants, can be, I don't know, theater, can be anything that we want. We can buy and then make them work and then earn from it. Okay, that passive income, that earning is owned by the community. The community then have asset and other way of making money through the other token that carry on promoting and pushing in the growth of the community. So the machine it's complex, but the math is on our side if we do the right job. Uh, Always remember that this is we leverage finance not to build something that is just for finance. Okay, we are building a community with the value that we have, with the philosophy that we have, with the mission that we have. So all those things are not going to disappear because the moment that we make money. No, the moment that we make money, we are augmented even not just by AI, not just by ourselves, but also for the money that we have. Uh, did I reply to your question, Xavier?
Yeah, so for you, it's more now the attention on, let's say, creating and structure that can fund that people can invest in. I know what the blockchain is since 2014. I've seen it, and I know that you can't hack it. It's a copy of nature itself in that sense. It's very simple, but it works. All the speculations about money, forget about that. I mean, that's only speculation, and it can't be the driving force. 600 times, whatever. It happens, but that's not the goal of what we or what the community wants to provide. You know, we want a stable foundation, and you know, I'm involved like perpetual bonds and stuff like that, and infinity tokens that are human-backed hourly exchanges. You know, so there are other ways of securing, you know, our sovereignty, and you don't want to hang that up onto a blockchain. For security reasons, yes, but for money, later on maybe.
Yeah, no, let me explain because it makes total sense what you're saying, but you miss one aspect. Sorry, Melissa and Carrie, just give me a few more minutes. This is like I said, this is the speculative token. This is what we use just to kickstart the process. Then there is another token. The other token is, let's call it semi-stable. This is a token that grows 10% a year, doesn't want to attract any speculation. That's why we have the other one. And this has an algorithm behind. That is every currency has an algorithm. Okay, including the dollars, including the. Sorry, if you're not talking, please can you mute your microphone? Thank you. There is an algorithm on every single central bank. So our algorithm, instead of keep printing in a proportion that take the value of the currency down, so the purchasing power goes down, our purchasing power goes up. Okay, so we have a different algorithm. So we use that algorithm with our token. What the advantage here is that first of all, we create something that is stable, something that we can use and rely. So the other token for us is the one created for speculator. So they go there. Okay, so they don't come to our the win line. We must try to keep it stable. So our finance is built on the stable token, not on the other one when we launch it. Okay, so when we launch it, we have this one. This one has a different kind of attract, different kind of scenarios. So because it goes up 10% a year, create a kind of a different kind of investors. So there are going to be people buying the token just because of the token. This token is not fixed number like the other. This one we can print as much as we want. So there are going to be people say, okay, 10% a year sounds good. I'm going to convert my dollars to this token. So $1 million come inside, we give 1 million of those tokens. Now those tokens gain 10%. Out of those 1 million, we can take action. Okay, now we have $1 million. We can buy asset, we can pay community members for whatever project they have, and so on. But also have a treasury because we need to have some cash ahead. Okay, so that is the dynamic. So our project doesn't is the goal is not to create something for speculation or a financial madness, okay, but has to create something that creates a financial economy for the community. Okay, that is the one of the goal. It's we create our own economy and we want to live out of it. So during these 2 years and a half, we will be building a marketplace where each one of us can be part of it because that is the value. Okay, you create a product, maybe I need it, I can buy, I can rent, whatever it is. Okay, this exchange, this economy, internal economy, create the stability. The community itself is here not for the money, it's here for other reasons, and that creates the stability. On that stability, we can build the token that nobody managed to build in the past because previous economy, previous DAOs, all the DAOs out there are there for the investors, are for speculative people. So as soon as there is a better project that pays 1% more, everybody moves. In our case, nobody moves because we are not here for the money. So we are here for something else. So on what we are building is we are capitalizing on this ability or this quality that we have. Because why we shouldn't? If we create something that has multiple values, let's capitalize on each one of those values. One of these values is we are stable. We are not here for the money. And that thing has a value that is unbelievable in the world of blockchain because nobody stay there. They all move around just following the money. Okay, so we create the stability. On that stability, we capitalize. We create a stable coin. With this stable coin, we sell it. We make more money. We buy more asset, and we carry on growing. We have internal other tokens. Those are for reputation and not financial. So there are other internal tokens that do different function. But I want to give the word to Carrie.
Well, Mel was actually in front of me, but she might have put her hand down.
Yes. So I don't know if Mel, you want to talk, otherwise you can ask later.
I had just a quick question about, so we're not necessarily building our own blockchain. We're going to use existing blockchains for all these different functions. And what are some of those blockchains that we're looking at? Is it like Solana that we would start building on, or do you have a list of coins you guys are looking at?
So there are none of the blockchain out there are perfect. Okay, it's always a compromise that we need to take. At the moment, my suggestion is the best compromise is Solana because it's tested for the speed, so it can run what we want to run. It has low fees, meaning it's not expensive to use, and it has the a lot of money inside the blockchain. So there is liquidity. So if we want to attract 2 billion, $3 billion worth of investment, we need a blockchain that has that money. And Solana is one of these. So it's to my knowledge, and I have a lot of knowledge about this, but for my knowledge, this is the only blockchain that has these three things. None others can have these three things at the same level. Now, we don't want to be locked in one single blockchain. So we will, in the future, create a multi-chain project, meaning that doesn't matter where you are. You can always interact with us, with the DAO. But we need to start with one, and then at one point, when it's possible, we move to two, and then we carry on.
So would we use different blockchains? So would there be a different blockchain to like manage the treasury or like different functions, or
At the
just
beginning,
Solana,
we're
just
gonna
Solana?
stay on one, and it's gonna be Solana. When will be the time? We will see how we can do it. The treasury at the end, it's something that can be. Some of the treasury, for example, are gonna be in the Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin themselves are gonna be on the Bitcoin blockchain.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No problem. Carrie.
So to be clear, I don't believe Claude said it's an NFT scam. However, I think what is still a little unclear to me, I understand the point of having fixed independent currency, quote unquote, outside of like, you know, the US dollar especially, right? Like I get it. And the things that you're talking about, Manolo, make complete sense. I think the challenge for me is I still don't, even coming to these meetings for a couple of weeks now, understand the hot, like, it kind of reminds me of like the front end discussion we had. Like, what are the values of the community? Who are the people here? And I know we're still growing and that's going to change. But I think in order for I'm invested enough that my time, I'm pretty well paid in tech, let's be real, is worth it for me to come to this because I'm getting something out of it. It's not for the blockchain. It's not for coin. That's not why. I think what I'm missing from this whole discussion, which actually links back to the monetization, even if it is in coinage, whatever that looks like, arbitrary or, rooted in something more durable like dollars per hour, are sort of those guiding principles in a way that it's a doc on a website. I think for me, I don't see how I guess what I'm not trying to challenge any of the it's very tech leading. Let me put it that way, right? But what I'm not actually hearing I hear people say it, like yourself, Manolo, Chimu, Mel, a bunch of the leadership. But I think that if we could like write down some of the principles as a community, as like a place to root, before we start talking about monetizing things, and again, this is a little bit far afield, but actually it kind of gets to Vlad's comment. He's like, Carrie, could you review this? And, I kind of glanced at it and it's like, yeah, I can review that. It's very technically defensible. Everything you're talking about, Manolo, is technically defensible. I think that what I would love to better understand, and maybe this is just a one-off and I'm new to the community again, so I'm trying to understand, is this a community I want to, no, I've read that. I'm aware, but it's still very technical leaning and it kind of lacks some human touch, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that's the part that it's a framework, it's an architecture. It doesn't read to me as like a human grown, community grown doc. And so for me, it feels a little bit like getting the cart ahead of the before, like we need to feed our horse before we build the cart. That's all I'm saying. We built a really great cart, but I don't even know if it's a cart, if it's a horse that we have. That's a terrible analogy, but do you get my meaning? Like, yes, I see that. I would love to spend the time talking on that so that when we talk about things like, because I think about what you said, oh, we could buy a data center or we could do hotel reservations. I'm like, that is completely disconnected from me because I have no idea how the conversations we're having today connect with what that looks like in 2.5 years. So the meaning of like what a coin is has no value in the most abstract sense to me, except for as a series of transactions on the Bitcoin on the blockchain, right? So that's the disconnect for me, which is like, yeah, we can come up with an arbitrary number. That piece in the middle that says, what are we going to do with all this when there is value to it? That's the part that I would love to better understand. And I'm sure we're still developing that, but that's the maybe emotional disconnect for me. Thank you.
Sorry, I was muted. It makes total sense, and in somehow I thought this community was more clear. If you think about this is the only call that we talk about this. So all the rest, my video, the blog, everything that we do is about the community. For me, the real value is the community, and I'm trying to all the time to empower the community to help each one of the community member to work in a decentralized way. Okay, because this is the idea of a DAO. It's a decentralized autonomous organization. So we own it and co-own it together, and therefore we are all responsible of the direction of the philosophy of every single aspect. We can steer it together, and I'm keep saying that I'm not the leader. I don't want to be the leader. I'm just a super active members, like anybody of you could become, and that is how I see it. So I created all the philosophy, everything. Okay, I create all these base layers so we can go inside and start. But I'm not saying that this is the end. This is the starting point, and I'm really care about you members, people here in this meeting, because I care about your what you could do within this. So I see myself the privilege of having you guys present here, building on my little seed that I place and there, and now it keep growing. It takes time for everybody to understand and everybody to see it. Each one of us see it differently. And this is what I like the most, that each one of us see it differently. But then there is elements that I don't want to put it. Okay, I don't want to lead this. I want you, Carrie, to say, okay, this human aspect is missing. Let's build it. Okay, that's what I'd love to see.
But so
So
I'm not like I'm I'm a socialist. I'll just throw it out there. Like I'm all about decentralization, like not making one person a point of failure, Yay, universal health care, all that jazz. There's still hierarchy in human how even by virtue of being part of a community for longer, there's going to be hierarchy. And I understand the challenge that comes with decentralization. I guess what maybe I'm asking for is uh before we jump to that second piece, which is like what we might want to do with this, can we connect the dots in the middle on a regular basis around on the website? I mean, it's a starting point, and maybe that's just me. I don't think that there are any revisions I want, but even just having conversations around ethics and values and things that we actually, that's all. I think that would connect the dots for me because then I would feel, because then emotionally, the value of my time means more to what I'm contributing. Because to me, I just ask why do we care about a monetary value? I like in the same way it's kind of like, well, why do I care about the stock option my startup gives me? 95% of stocks of startups fail. So I just kind of think of it as like it's a bit of a gamble. And investing in this community is a gamble too. And that's okay. What I'm saying is that connecting that human component to the practical, literal machine math of it is not easy or hard, but I think we can do it. So anyway, that's a super abstract thing. I'll get off my soapbox. There are like 4 people that want to talk, but thanks for listening.
no,
Thank you,
can
Carrie.
I keep
No,
the line what
No,
Carrie was
Stella,
talking?
Stella,
Okay,
no.
fine.
hang on, sorry.
There is a queue, and we are curious to hear what you want to say, but let's respect the queue. So if you don't know how to raise the hand, yes, thank you. Thank you. Sorry, Stella, but we need to be fair here. Chimo, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll be quick. I could think out loud for half an hour about this because I will lower anyway the level of the discussion. But I love what Carrie was saying, and I think we should work on that on Thursday. And for me, I say it again, this is the MVP. The community, what we're doing, the way we learn from each other, what we're building. And it would be great to start to capture the essence firmly of why we value this. So, as Carrie was saying, when somebody comes, they can identify quickly what we're here for. I'm like Carrie. I certainly am not here for a future investment. I've never been able to make those decisions in my career. I've always decided on what worked for me. So I'm not here for that either. Great if it comes in the future. I couldn't care less. I care about what we're doing here day to day. And I agree with Carrie. Let's start making sense of our values and why we're here and what we want from people that come in so we can better transmit it and also project it into the future. So it's part of the DNA of what we do.
Thank you, Chimo. Yeah, 100%. And just I just want to add this thing, okay? Just really quick. So I've been all my life in the creative industry, surrounded by artists. Those people are the worst with money. Okay, they really don't get it, and it's a shame. And because maybe some little action would change the trajectory of their life. But it's not me to say what they should do. And they're amazing the way that they are. And they are like this because they don't care. They don't look into the money. They don't care about finance. It's such a low priority. So therefore, their life is a struggle. And I think there are a lot of people, those are maybe the extreme, but there's a lot of people that don't fully understand the finance, especially because it's by design created to be hard to understand and navigate. Now, the goal of the one of the goal of this DAO is to actually solve also this problem. Most people don't even see the problem, and like Chimo said, I'm not here for this, and that is the correct thing. Nobody should be here for the money, but doesn't mean that we shouldn't solve a problem. So today we are in a world where we all have I mean, most of us have a job, most of us has a stability. The impact of AI is not there yet, but we don't know what in 2 years' time will be like. And my idea here is we are building this community. We can build also something on top. It's not like something that we have to do it. It's something that I think there is an opportunity. Why don't do it? And the opportunity is huge and solve a lot of people, a lot of problem for a lot of people. And that is what I'm suggesting doing. If the community itself say, I don't want to do it, okay, well, good. We don't need to. It's this is the DAO. This is how it works. If we don't want to, we don't need to. Momir.
Yeah, I will just say something maybe that I was kind of avoiding, and now with listening to Carrie, maybe got some courage to say something that I will risk a little bit, but I'm here for some time, and I must say I have some kind of roller coaster experience, some periods of enthusiasm and some period of kind of questioning. Do I have to spend this time here? And Manolo, when you say, I believe you, that you say when you say do it yourself, but we need to have a path how to do it. I cannot just try and maybe it sticks or maybe it doesn't stick, just to throw the spaghetti on the wall. So what happens, because I must say I'm not, I have a family, my wife doesn't work, and I work as a hell to keep my monthly income and is worth a lot to me, especially if I struggle and if so I will tell you one, now I will risk and I will tell you one thing that you probably didn't acknowledge at all. I put an effort to start a communication group, and I'm there, some kind of leader of communication group, which I was never approached by anybody, either though it writes down. When I came, I was so enthusiastic that I spent some first days totally going through the whole resonance story, and I put some effort, you know. And I'm not the kind of guy that will just throw everything what I have immediately. I threw some small pieces, just as a to see, will somebody buy it, you know? Is there some meaning of this? What is my idea? And I have a lot of ideas, tons of ideas that I never managed to find nobody here in the community as a person who I could go through and with inside of the dialogue develop further. So nobody saw what I did for what all I did for Resonant community. It's standing there. I almost forget where it is. Now, if I have to find it, I need an hour to find what I did, because I lost the momentum and went away. So when you say do it, it doesn't go like that. There needs to be a path, a clear path. If somebody wants to achieve something, that if I put an effort, I know that it's going to happen. Whatever means what it doesn't happen, it can be thrown away.
Can I?
But, sorry, no. Okay.
Let's answer to parts so I can answer everything. Otherwise, everything becomes too huge to follow. So on this path that you would like to have, it doesn't exist at the moment. Okay, we need to structure it. It doesn't exist. So I can see the needs, I can see the desire, but it doesn't exist. So if at the moment, if I look at my path, I started a year and a month ago, something like this, with by myself in front of a camera, and I start talking. Okay, with no guarantee. There was no guarantee of success. There was no guarantee of a community. There was no guarantee of anything. Okay, I started, I explore, I start building every day. I never stopped. I carry on doing it every single day. Okay, this is why I'm here and people are now listening. Look at me, what's the path? Okay, but I'm telling you, the path is that one. It's hard. Mumir, go ahead.
Yeah, but you were alone, so you knew whatever you do will happen. When it comes to
No,
more
there's no
people,
guarantee. It's not guarantee. How can I
no,
know
no,
that
no.
it's
If you
in 2 years'
fail, you
time you are
fail
gonna
by
be
your
millionaires?
decision.
Say again?
It will end at the point you had an idea, and if it's a fail, it's a fail. If it's a success, it's a success. The
And same
problem
for
is
you. Why
when you
why
have many
not?
people,
Why
when
not
you
the
have
same
many
for you?
people, because when there are more people, it requires, I cannot throw just things. It doesn't go that way. Because I might seem as I'm imposing something. I might be seen as pushing my own agenda. I might be seen as I don't know what.
But I can also be
So,
seen in
so,
that way. Momir, I'm also can be seen that way. People can come to me and say,
but
you're
if I can
building a
tell you, no,
scam. You are
I
trying
will tell
to
you when
take
I was,
money out of us. I can be seen as someone that's pushing my own
of
agenda over
course.
everybody
That's why
else's
because it
interest.
becomes tricky. That's why it becomes very tricky.
Yeah, it is
And it's
difficult.
not so simple as you say. And you know, you have a channel and you have a you are governing this story. And I will tell you one thing now, totally openly, when my motivation went out. We had an agreement after this one of these calls to open a communication call. I was prepared. All my tabs were open. I pulled out my materials. And then at the end, you didn't even announce publicly to all people which were there. You probably just above everything forgot about it. That actually the agreement was that after the call, the communication group starts. And you know who joined the communication group? The same guys which were already there in the communication group. So we had a nice chat in between four of us, which nobody is now present.
I don't, sorry, Omar, I don't totally remember this moment. Like you said, maybe I forgot to say, but maybe I said once and I thought it was not needed to repeat at the end. And after the call, the communication starts.
No,
That is what
you
it
kept
means.
the group, so I couldn't continue on that. We had to create another call, so
Okay, so
I could announce to guys who I had a message to send. So me,
um,
Michel, Sal, and Pascal went together. We
okay,
went through everything what we mostly already knew, and inside of that, because I know that I was starting two DAOs, by the way. I don't know if you know it. So I know the whole story and the problematic. I was in your position making the same mistakes. So people from those mostly exposed, doesn't have be leaders, expect to get a clear path. And we have now AI who
I,
can
I
roughly
know,
sketch the so
Mamir,
much more could be done. And
we
I'm
need to
now
clarify this.
no look. If I now feel that I'm not heard, maybe this is the last moment we hear each other. Don't get me wrong. I'm too busy and I have a critical personal situation. So every moment I give here is something that I'm not with my kids at this time. So and I have no free time. So if it's not, it's not. Okay. Maybe I'm expecting too much. Maybe I'm a heavy guy. I don't care. But now when this moment came, when I got the courage to openly say this thing, whatever anybody think about me, because I'm now on the edge. I left my. I was preparing to go everything what is told to go locally to stop use centralized AI. I'm just waiting. I didn't. I said okay. I will wait Resonant OS to happen. You know. Now I feel even a little bit like what I'm waiting for. I mean, getting behind. And so, but there are ways. I told you many, and then I tell something, and it just goes like, whew. There are ways how to organize these kind of communities. We are not first getting these issues. There are
Momir,
sociocracy, holocracy. There are defined ways how actually in this kind of horizontal organization are created these pathways, these
so
different roles in which then things can happen, not just as
if
talking.
I may, I'm not a part of this conversation, but I just want to insert myself just briefly. I think that there's a lot to be learned from your experience, Momir. Is there any way that we could take an opportunity to do this offline, or perhaps actually set up a, like, I hate to use corporate speak, but like a post-mortem that like Chimu, Manolo, whomever might actually participate in? Again, that way we can hear everything you're going to say and actually learn from that experience. I think the concern I have is that we're airing grievances here, and maybe this isn't the most productive forum. I'm not trying to speak over you.
Look, I don't, as I said, I'm gonna do something what can be I can be canceled about, but I got in a moment that I'm not so sure I care. So this is it.
And I'm
When
not
I'm finished, I told it all. I've said it all. I won't take any more space. Thank you very much.
Uh, Mumir, I'm really sorry about this, how you feel it, and it's not how I wanted to go, of course. And if you understand who I am, hopefully you understand that it's not my intention to go in this direction. My goal is to empower each one of you. But there is one element that we need to probably is not clear enough. I'm not your leader. I don't want to be your leader. I don't want to create your path. I'm not going to create your path. You and anybody else. I'm going to help you out building your own path. I'm gonna support you everywhere in the way that you ask for support. But no, I'm not gonna be
I'm,
the leader. I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna guide
having
you
my
anywhere.
path. We
I'm not.
have
It's not
our
me.
path.
Yeah,
Do
it's your
we
path.
create
No, it's each one of us is decentralized. Each one of us build the path, and then maybe other people are gonna join. Okay, and it I can support you in a way that I can. Sometimes I maybe make mistakes. I'm a human. Okay, is it gone? Oh, no, it's here. Sorry, the Windows cover. I lost you. The, I'm not a leader. I don't want to be the leader. It's against my ideology. It's against my philosophy, and it might be a problem, or it might be a benefit of this community. I'm trying to build a community that is decentralized for this reason, and it's in somehow it's also I see as a something that is safe that I don't want to be the leader, and that my goal is to empower each one of you, and I think that is for me is the best direction that we can take. I understand the frustration. You're not the only one that required and is looking for a structure. And maybe we need to build this structure. You said there are methods. Apply, connect with other people, and use those methods. Those methods that you're talking about, some might resonate with me, some they might not. Okay, most of the time, I'm not there. Okay, I'm not in that kind of a way of working. So I don't want pyramids. I don't want to build any form of a pyramid structure I don't want to centralize power in any form. So it doesn't work with me. My ideology is not there. So I can't help you out in building pyramids. And I
it's
see the
structure of
potential.
circles? It's not
Yeah.
pyramid.
So apply the
I
structure of
tried,
circle.
sorry, I tried
Yeah.
because
If
sorry. The group which I wanted to start, if you remember well, it was presented in a presentation, very clear. So this group can showcase how this can be applied. Because I don't know any other way.
so,
But
yeah. Why it didn't happen? Tell me why you think it didn't happen.
because I didn't get any momentum, and in this critical momentum, when everything was kind of culminating, and I was trying to find a way in this for me really chaotic organizational group, I tried to find a way slowly that this momentum happens, and then when it should culminate, it just poof, blew away. And nobody asked anything about it, about any part of my work. Chimo asked me some videos to tell, and people are telling again and again. We need some more ground to the ground, easy language, more human communication, and that's where I'm master. I'm, I'm,
So I
I've,
don't know what is stopping you then. What is stopping you? If you
Okay,
say,
I
can we
didn't see nobody who's interested at all to what I should do. Tell me you tell me what I do.
could
uh,
we not
I don't
have
know
this
what to
be
do.
an argument between two individuals and actually take this to a separate channel? I apologize, but
yeah,
I
no,
really
we're
want to
gonna
have a
we're gonna
fruitful
stop, Carrie.
conversation.
Thank you for this. I think there was
I think that's very, very universal. Sorry, Carrie.
yeah, it's not just two individual. I don't think so. But Vlad, go ahead. Thank you, Momir. We can discuss and see how we can create this momentum again, if you're interested. Vlad, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the problem is kind of like everyone is waiting for something to be more real, more substantial, and no one is doing its own part. For example, I created the economy research repository that would help a lot. No one looked at it, no one saw it, and me and Tom are more Tom than me, but we are pushing Resonant OS too. So we have a lot of things going on and everyone waiting instead of engaging. So you guys can engage in projects that are already being running and everything. And it's like Manolo said, I created the repository and I will use it. And this is probably how we uh, execute experiments to know how we will build the DAO mechanics for contributions rewarding. And so I am doing this. Manolo is helping me, and anyone that wants to help it, come on, let's do it. And it's kind of like this. You just need to do and make a contribution, and you will see the result. And stay at the path and really try, because at the initial time, no one will come, and you have to keep working and working and making this happen by yourself and by when with the help that will come along the way. So yeah.
Thank you, Vlad. It's maybe there is an idea that this was easy. Maybe that was the problem. It's yeah, it's not easy, and hopefully this is also an opportunity to understand how hard it's been for me. Because if you see how hard it is to make things moving and getting to this number of people joining and participating, it's not being easy. It's a lot of work. So I totally understand everybody that is trying and maybe fail, and then maybe the problem is not failing, is the problem is giving up. And like I said, you will get my support if I can. It's just on some elements I'm not good at. Okay, I can be honest to myself and honest to others on what I'm good and what I'm not. Xavier. You're muted.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. I think we all looking for, a nice portal that really, well, one can see everyone who's present in real time and where you can see what they're working on, what the questions are, what help is needed, what is offered, like a mini personal website or something. So, because we are all leaders, we have to be. We can't be here just as a client. That's not the platform. And I'm only here because I identify exactly where Manolo went through. And I had a huge burnout, and it's only since 2 days I'm installing Hermes and doing all the work again and again and again. So it takes an enormous amount of patience to do all of this. It's just ridiculous. You have to be on top of everything. So yes, and it would be nice to have a nice portal. And I'm building now one, because now finally I'm up and running again after 2 months of being non-productive and totally crashed. So I do understand the frustration not to know where to go and where to aim for. And so it's all, I think, about alignment. Just see what you have, what you can do, where you're strong at, what you want to share, where you want to invest in, and put it out there and see how that bounces. And yeah, don't give up, because yeah, then you won't end up here. This is Hitchhiker, and yes, it is. I think it will work, but I think it's still pretty new. We all are a bit like, okay, what to do next and how and this and that. Everything, we're still on the foundational level here. So, and I think we need all of us to build that, actually. So yeah, just go, just go.
Thank you, Xavier. And I'm sorry about your burnout. Yes, so take it easy, but yeah, thanks a lot for sharing. Um, Melissa.
Hey, now I partially forget what I was going to say. because so much happened in between when I raised my hand. I think that so that we have a lot of different channels in Discord, and Discord has been changing quite a bit. And at any time, anybody can go over into one of those rooms and start talking. And sometimes I'll just go into I just check the coffee hour or check different channels to see if anybody's in there. Just one, because I just like talking to you guys, and just seeing what's going on. And I believe that it is a really important opportunity for everyone to connect, because it seems as though everyone, either consciously or subconsciously, is trying to pull at Manolo and his attention to try to get things done. And I think what I'm hearing Manolo say is go off and create your own silos and work together and try to have, if like me and Momir and Carrie are all interested in the same problem, I think the first step is just start talking about it. Like I'm happy to be a part of those discussions as well. The crypto, to be honest with you, the cryptocurrency side right now intrigues me more than the AI side. I mean, the whole reason why I'm into AI is because I think it's the only way to manage cryptocurrency going forward into the future. And I think if we don't take the bull by the horns and manage our own AI and our own data and our own blockchain, the system at some point will be completely, totally corrupt. And I'm just saying that because so everybody knows that's why I'm here. The only reason I'm here is because I want to do everything I can to encourage other people to start building an AI, no matter what their background. I want to encourage anyone who's interested in open source. I don't know anything about open source, but I love the independence and freedom that the open source community has. And I think that it's really the only way forward in our current environment to building anything sovereign. So that's why I'm here. And I think if our whys are big enough, all these little miscommunications may not sting so bad.
Thank you, Melissa. And thanks for sharing the reason why. It's important. It's important to know why each one of us is here, what they're expecting. And it's important to understand that decentralization means you go into a moment of frustration, therefore you organize, and from the bottom up, you find the solution instead of someone from the top telling you what to do. And that is how we can scale. Is the problem that we will have is how we scale this, and cannot be one person telling everybody what to do, or even one team. It's about you see a problem in your reality, in your world, your neighbors, and then you organize yourself and build it. So from the bottom down, from the bottom up, sorry, we must learn how to organize ourselves. And if we learn it, then we have an incredible skill that can scale to unlimited, basically. Still.
Well, I experience everything what was said here. I also am like the gentleman who spoke, everybody has their personal problems. Sorry, it's my dog making sound. And I think this is where humanity is in this crunch right now. Why? Because we've been functioning in structures, and now sovereignty means no boundaries, but also an ethical transparency, honesty, speak out what you're feeling, but speak out with respect. So these are new ways, and the DAO, for me, you talk, Manolo, about bit currency, but in my brain, that currency is this what I'm talking about? The aspect of the human, which is very honorable and valuable, from being creative and having the voice to express his truth. You know, everybody has their own truth, and we're able to listen to each other without the friction, right? And this new way, which is the DAO, in a deep knowledge, is the right way of the human being. And Carrie says, "Oh, I think she said socialist. You know, it's a word, socialist. If we look at it in the context we live. Socialist, they give you like, oh, means this, but it has another higher meaning, which is everybody's important. So we have to be open to really talk and find this new understanding and resonance, even in the vocabulary or the meaning of where am I here? I am here, I'm gonna share that, is like this deep meaning of what is to be human. You know, in a sense that I can speak my truth with no fear and stand my truth, be heard and seen. Maybe my little grain is part of another grains and we make a little castle or something. It's a way to say it, right? But at least I'm contributing in that sense of I've been contributing. It brings value to me because it feels good. It feels good when we participate. And I think everybody, I honor the man who expressed that, and also seeing we all have that deep need of healing, how we've been living in this planet, surviving and suffering. And I think the new way is doing thriving and not surviving. And we need to find this new way in order to work together, because outside is competition. And working together with a vision hasn't been done before. This is new. And I think takes patience and be able to observe ourselves if we get, reactive because I'm frustrated, but say it, I'm frustrated, but no, express it, share it, but no, I'm not meaning for the chimpan, you didn't do that. I'm saying it's an idea of a new way of, okay, I'm frustrated, or I mess up, or whatever the emotion, but in a way so the team, horizontal team, can understand you're in a critical moment where maybe people help, or maybe help to clarify, to not quit and reorganize to keep going and with a better understanding of the situation. And I leave it like that. It's just, I'm here for humanity, not for money, because I'm one of those creatives that I finish the job and I haven't sent the invoice. And I have like 10 invoices to get the money and I never get the money because another project arrives. So I'm, in that sense, I hurt myself and my value. And when I need to pay my bills, I get the slap. But that's why for me it's healing and reposition myself to give myself the value and kill the old program and, do, be better myself and in my functioning, because I'm dysfunctional. it's a joke, but it's true.
No, but everybody was serious. Oh, gosh. But thank you, Estela. But I don't know. For me, it was really clear, at least before, that we are here for the human side. So if you think about this, is a community that really use AI a lot, but each one of us understand that we as a human, we are more important. Human connection is so important. This is why we come to this meeting every single day. Every single day we keep meeting for a couple of hours at least. We have multiple meetings because it's the human connection that we are cherished. This is the world we are building. This is what I'm building. That is what is important. This is the most important part of the community. And I thought that this was clear. The token is we capitalize on what we are doing without changing us, without trying to, to ruin what we are. We capitalize on our asset that we don't recognize we have it, which is we are here because of we care about human connection. That is the asset. Okay, and if you see from inside, you don't see it as an asset. This is a way of seeing life. But if you look at it from the business perspective, you see that is an asset. That is I can capitalize. That is how I can make the people inside the community, uh, let's say wealthy, okay, whatever name we want to talk. And we, by not changing anybody, by just empowering everybody. But at the same time, I can say, okay, I failed Momir. Okay, Momir was expecting me to do something, and I didn't. I didn't do in the way that I was supposed to. I didn't empower him for whatever misunderstanding. Maybe I thought it would work. Maybe I don't know whatever it was. And maybe the community is more focused on hardware and AI, and then they didn't look at the aspect of the communication of the DAO, and now we have the problem with the communication. So it's we had an opportunity in the past to fix it. There was a team there working to try to improve this communication, and now we are here talking that the DAO is not about money. So it means the communication didn't work, and you see what I mean. So there is a loop that we had opportunity to fix it, but we didn't. That is my mistake on one side, but it's our mistake as a community. We fail as a community. We failed the chance to improve our communication. And now Momir and maybe the team are not working. Like he said, it's move on, or maybe it's gonna move on, or whatever. The thing didn't move, it stays static. But because we all of us has our own perspective, and for example, like we talked at the meeting before about Resonant OS, for me, I want to see, I can't wait to see the Resonant OS to have the UI working, and the tech team is really caring. Yeah, but UI is the last part. It's all about the backend, and so there is different way of seeing priorities, and. And sometimes this is the dynamics that happen. So there is a lot of work that we need to do, and it's not easy. But but what you said it still makes sense. We just need to get better. Mr. Geist.
Yeah, I just want to talk to Momir for a moment, direct at him. And I just want to say, whatever you feel, mate, you feel that this is wrong, or you get like the feeling, you go with your gut and you do that. Nobody is forcing us to do this. If you feel it's wrong, don't do it. But if you feel, if even a bit of you feels that there is something right about this, you should like go in and like try and like, do so. But I think what we need to do is, sorry about the giggling in the background, it's my daughter playing on something. And I think what we need to do is kind of identify and more steer what we're doing on the Discord. I think the silos idea is right. And what I think we need to do is identify these different silos. I don't know how to do it exactly. Maybe there'll be like a channel and it'll be literally labeled silos. You go in there and there's literally links to the silos, the different discords, because sometimes you can go through this augmentism channel and you kind of be overwhelmed. The academy, it's good. It's good as a hub. So what we need is a way to kind of siphon the people that want to do, the work with Momir on his part. They go there. The people that kind of go, oh, hang on, I want to work on the back end. They get siphoned off into that part. And we could even go, what I reckon was we should also have like a voting system where we can see the vote, the percentage, and somebody can come in there and they can literally go, oh, hang on, there isn't that many people working on that part of the project that's been identified. And there's only like one person or two people. And then they can literally go, hang on, I'm going to go into that silo and help those guys out. So I just have like those type of ideas. I don't know if I'm wrong or not. You tell me. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking crap. But Momir, go with your gut. Do what makes you happy, man.
Manolo.
So thank you, Gichimo. What I was saying, first of all, thank you, Mr. Geist, and yeah, I agree with you. First of all, you always should feel your intuition and do something that makes you happy. Regarding this idea that you shared of see as a community what we need to do and then work there, that would be amazing. But I'll tell you what I see. Okay, through these, I don't know how long we started this community. We should actually check it. But probably it's 9 months, something like this, that this community started. Maybe 10, something like this. And what I see that correctly so in somehow, each person is working on their own project in their own world. So if I wanted something to happen, I had to do it myself all the time. Okay, so for many times I wanted to do something, I did it. Okay, every single time. The community was not doing anything. Everybody was working on themselves, on their project, with their world, busy with their own thing. Then things changed, I think, in February, something around that moment. Chimo joined, and I was not alone. I had Chimo with me. So we were two of us. Two of us starting doing something and keep repeating this mantra. And if you want to do something, do it yourself. If you see something is missing, build it. Okay, and it was a kind of mantra. Everybody keep repeating this thing that is, it needs to become from the bottom up, and you need to lead it. If you see there is a necessity, let's build it. We support you in any way that you want, but you need to build it. And again, for months, Chima and I have been working alone, basically. And then things that started changing. Now we have the tech team. There's people working on the tech. There are people doing events with me or without me. And that is the new thing. This is the phase that just started. Okay, and then Melissa joined, and now we gave this event that we had on Friday. We said, let's have Melissa managing that event, start to decentralize, because I cannot be in the center of everything all the time. This is the wrong message. And Chimo and I have been working hard to to change this message of Manolo be at the center of everything. Okay, because that is the wrong message. And I've been trying to empower the community. At the moment, we are lucky to have a series of women be part of this community. But a few months ago, where I don't. We didn't even know if they were inside. Okay, maybe we didn't know. Maybe they were, maybe not. It was just a community of men, and then we push hard, extremely hard to try to change this direction. Okay, I invited Melissa. I said, let's do this. Okay, I need your help. Let's let's do this, and. And she joined, and I've been trying to recruit. It's extremely hard, and so I see the privilege of having, even if only a few, but extremely strong leadership from them, and that is amazing. And I can see the success of this. So it took I don't know how many months, probably I don't know, because this is not something that I started later. I started from day one. I cared about the diversity of the community, and I never stopped caring. And then it took I don't know 9 months to actually have. Now today's call, we had 4 women, I believe, which is still
I
a massive
completely,
minority, but it's a massive win at the same time. Sorry,
I
stay guys.
completely. It's all right. I completely agree with you in regard to, like, you know, the even me. I'm working on a project. It's Emily. Sorry about that. She's playing Roblox
It's okay.
yeah, and basically, even me, I'm working on a project, but I'm working on it alone. But I believe in it, you know. So I know where you're coming from in that respect. So yeah, yeah. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. Yeah, so all I'm saying is nothing happened by chance, and everything happened by hard work. So
Wait,
that's
wait,
the
wait, wait,
message.
wait, wait. I remembered what I wanted to say.
Yeah, thank you.
Got a bit distracted because of that in the background. And basically, some people, Manolo, um, they don't pick to be a leader. They you understand where I'm coming from. I know where you get what I'm saying. They don't actually pick. They don't go out. I'm going to become this leader. It happens, and there may be a point where you're going to have to kind of you know what I'm saying. You
Yes,
don't need me to spell it out, so I'm going to let you think.
but I'm telling you, I am leading by telling
I
by
know
don't
it's what's
do
happening.
that is what it is. I'm leading in the sense I'm telling you this is decentralized, and I keep repeating it. So if you want something to happen, you need to do it yourself. This is my leadership. So like it or not, this is what it is. Tom, go ahead. Yeah, you're muted, Tom.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Manolo, and thank you, Momir, for bringing up that point and talking through it. I understand that sense of frustration because we're trying to build the community at the same time that we're trying to build the technology. And for instance, I built that community hub site a while back as a prototype that's functional and working, but just don't have the time to focus on that, right? And I think that's one of the areas that Momir and some others we were starting to work with, and then immediately lost momentum. And I think it's a very important aspect of what we're doing, but it's just a matter of priorities. So, I apologize to Momir if we lost some traction there, but I think the point of the community communication and the hub and how we do those things are they're very important. And we know that the technology not being available is kind of cart before the horse, right? Because we should all be dog fooding Resonant OS right now, but it's coming and it's going to be there. And I think we'll get all these pieces in place. So, no, Mary, again, thank you for bringing it up and talking through it.
Thank you, Tom. Carrie.
I love having controversial opinions. Could we hear me out before I finish? I would love it if we stopped saying go build it yourself. And not to say that there aren't leaders. To Mr. Guy's point, I'm sorry, I don't know your first name. Some people want to be followers. It doesn't mean you need to be the leader, Manolo. We do have other leaders. Tom, he's like the quiet coach that stands in the back, like that just wants to like have other people do stuff. I mean, I'm just guessing, Tom, based on some of your demeanor, and probably it could be pretty wrong. But I think if we had routes like to ask for help, here's a thing I want to do. I think empowering focus. I don't know the answer to this, by the way, but I don't know the better way to empower individuals that want to build something, right? Be it like back end stuff or whatever. I think execution costs $0 these days. Like we all keep talking about the human touch. My concern is we're all running around like a bunch of agents with like totally independent contexts. And like I'm deliberately using the agent analogy here. But I think for me, focusing on the smallest number of contexts at a given time that we want to focus on, because human attention is finite. The number of human hours in this community are finite, and people are falling through the cracks. Like that's what we're hearing, right? Not only Tom's project, Momir's a lot of effort that Momir has, a lot of learning that we can all take from Momir. I myself am going to be useless in development. I've acknowledged that. I'm a good coder. I can do it, but like the time I can actually invest is probably not in building things. So all that to say, like, is there a better way for us to, how can we empower new folks or other people? I don't know the answer to that. Because the cost of producing specs and MD files is zero. The cost of process and organization is is the brittle point, and I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. So if there are any more senior managers that have come up with a good solution, I would love to hear how we better do
So,
that.
Carrie, if you see exactly what's happening to yourself, okay, so you joined this community, I saw you are a leader. Okay, I never stop you. I never stop, or even in this call, I gave you a chance to lead. I told you, you want to do this tomorrow? You want to be helping us presenting, learning how to use that software? Do you want to lead this group and doing this? I keep pushing you to lead. Now you can always say no, and I'm gonna carry on pushing. But this is how I try to empower you. I give you the opportunity to lead all the time.
Manolo, I'm not asking for myself. I
Yeah, and
literally
I
don't.
know. I'm telling you, in our case, you can see how I do myself. Maybe I'm not. There is other ways, but I did this with a lot of people in this community. I'm just telling you because you can notice because I did it on you. That's why I'm saying.
And so thank you. So let me call out and not overstate, not understate that. So thank you for empowering me, especially as a woman, especially as a new member of the community. I didn't mean to dismiss that. I see it. Thank you. Um, I think my poorly phrased comment was more addressed to Tom, maybe. I think orienting the funneling, the queuing of resources so we can consolidate around things that have already been built. Because what I hear when you say build it yourself, the gap, I guess, that I was trying to highlight is it's hard to track everything that's being built. And so rather than building something net new, understanding what has been built so that I can contribute to that. If someone's like, I don't want to reinvent the wheel, I think that's the sort of thing. So like the empowering of people starts with what are the things that people have built that we're getting behind and how can they improve that versus the individualistic, because again, the cost is zero. I'm going to build a whole new thing and then throw it out there. And then I get up and then, potentially I get upset because no one paid attention to it. Um, so that's all. So thank you. Please don't think I was calling you out. I do
No,
feel,
no, no.
I do feel appreciated. I think it's a funneling question was what I
Yeah.
was asking.
It's all good, but it's when most of the time when I say build it, it's not about software. Okay, it's for me it's building the community. So it's create an event where people can learn. It's something that can happen. For me, it's what we are building as a community. It's the software. It's you want to build the software. Get in touch with Tom. Get in touch with the tech team, and find out how it works. If there is a repo, give it to your AI and understand what is happening. So I was never talking about software, even though maybe sometimes it's other software. But for me, it's you need to build. Look, Vlad, becoming to this community, doing, participating. And at one point, he felt ready to. I can lead now. Good, take a few days, do whatever you want. And we put him in a position where it's possible to have his own event where contribute to the community, help the community, and so on. So that was the thing. Everybody, each one of us is ready at a different level. So Vlad, it took, I don't know how long to feel like, okay, now I can do it. And I feel you, Carrie, for example, you are ready to do it. It just maybe you're too busy, you don't want to, I don't know, whatever is the reason. And so I push you instead and try to get the best out of your leadership because you are not just a leader but also a role model, and that's what we need in this community. And that's why I keep pushing. But it's each one of us has different dynamics. And maybe I misunderstood, for example, Momir, thinking, okay, Momir seems like he knows exactly what he's doing. He can do it. I can focus on someone else or something else. And maybe that was my mistake. Okay, I should have looked after more that aspect, especially because it is important for the community. Melissa.
And I was just going to ask Momir really quick to put his Discord handle in the chat because I thought, and I went back and I looked in my Discord that I did reach out. I sent him a DM. I thought it was him, Mr. Mo,
Yeah, yeah,
but
same.
okay. And I didn't get a response because I was so excited when he joined, and I really loved everything that he was saying, and I loved his experience with blockchain and all of his knowledge. So I personally wanted to pick his brain. So Momir, just know that I do want to talk to you and anything that you want to work on. I am abundantly interested in, although I am pretty dense sometimes. And I also wanted to add a way to empower someone is to take on a role and then fuck it up so bad that it makes it you have a very low barrier of entry over here, because you see me over here doing things and you're like, man, it should be done this way. And I would just to let everyone know that I'm trying to lead by example, and hopefully you can see that um, and learn from my mistakes, and hopefully you're like, well, she can do it and still screw it up. That means I can do it too. So there you go.
Thank you, Melissa. And you can do it while doing something incredible over there. So awesome. Estella, go ahead.
I opened one of the forms. They were asking for what are your skills and this and that. And I have to be honest. I felt like, oh, I don't have any skills. I kind of shoot myself, and I closed the form. And I said to myself, well, you need to start somewhere. So I enrolled to try to do the academy, right? And so because I come from such a different field and I see everybody so above me, it's like, what can I do? I'm being honest. And it happened to me when I was in university. I was I just passed to my third year of architecture, and they called me to teach. And I'm saying, these people are crazy. And they put me on charge of 12 kids of second year. The year would be before me. It's like I had an attack of anxiety 24/7 during that year. I have 12 kids in charge. But what I learned, right, they sent me to play soccer when I didn't know how to play soccer, right? But and this year when I went to Argentina, I found one of my students, and she thanked me, and I was shocked. They say, thank me for what? It kind of was my little secret to hey, I don't have experience. And she said she learned a lot because I helped her to think. Instead to tell her, do this, I help her to think, to find the solution. So answering to Carrie is a question. It says, what about if, like in my case, I'm a newbie, but I want to do things? If someone who needs help, they say, okay, come with me. Don't worry about it. I'm going to guide you, give you the tools, do that, do something, and then he can see it and then move forward. I mean, how you empower people is knowing that try. It's okay if it's even 100% is not right, but you can start all over. On the third one, you're gonna get it right. I mean, I've been there and done that, but that's how you learn. But it's a simple way of, for the people like me, that instead to block yourself and not do nothing or not open your mouth, like saying, hey, whatever your stage of knowledge of information, we always need help. We walk you through until you get stronger,
Exactly. Thank you, Stella. So, two things I would like to do. One, first of all, I need to take my dog out for 2 minutes because he needs to go out. But Chimo and I have been working with a company that does skill discovery workshops. Okay, so the idea is to help people recognize their own skills. So it's when you said I don't have skills. For me, it's boom. What do you mean you have no skills? We know through years of experience, everybody has a lot of amazing skills that they're not aware. Probably it's something happening inside the community. So while I'm going out, if I don't know if Chimo, you want to talk a little bit about these hidden skills and people what's happening and this skill discovery workshop and so on.
I don't, but don't worry. Go walk the dog. Estela, let's talk about the skills discovery workshop in another time because I think you would enjoy it, and actually you would be really good leading workshops like that. But I don't want to go sideways with that. Is that good, Estela? I think you would enjoy it a lot learning.
Well, actually, I think it's a great idea because that would be like the first building block. Find your skills, relocate, start learning, and get stronger.
I'm starting.
This is part. Sorry, this is part of what Carrie was saying. What's the meaning? And I'm here for that. You're building your skills to thrive, not to survive.
Yeah. So let's talk. Let's set up a meeting and we talk about skills discovery. I have a bunch of skills discovery workshops this week with young women from Uganda, paid by the government, to help them start their business. If I could, I'll try to invite you to one of them so you see what it is in action. I don't know if I can, but anyway, let's have a meeting on that. Melissa.
I just forgot to lower my hand. I apologize, Chimo.
It was so exciting what you were going to say. Okay, Dave.
As I've been listening to, a lot of the problems that people are trying to solve here, I was just thinking that our Sunday calls could actually help with a lot of people's problems here. Our Sunday calls are the co-op engine. It's where we try to place people with projects. So the format is that people give a 90-second pitch. And the 90-second pitch is just a hook to get people interested in your project. And then we go to breakout rooms. And breakout rooms, you discuss your project. And, if it's volunteer work, if it's a paid job, whatever it is. Tom is up to his eyeballs in the code for Resonant OS. For example, he could maybe put together a 90-second pitch for a couple of the things that he would like help on with Resonant OS and see if he can get developers to commit to those jobs. Or Gmo, you're always looking for people to help with calls. Maybe you can put together a pitch, asking for anybody that's interested in, that kind of leadership role. And then go to your breakout room. Or, Vlad and Victor, they're working on amazing code with the Arcanum project. Maybe you guys could request help on whatever you're working on. So I was just thinking, maybe this would actually help, direct a lot of people to the project that they're interested in.
Yeah, I agree. But Sunday call is brilliant. I'm sure it's gonna take off. It's gonna go on fire soon. Thank you, Dave. Tom?
Did I have my hand up or something?
Sorry, I thought you did. Maybe you didn't. Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's much more to discuss on this after 4 hours of a meeting. Is there anything else?
No,
I have to
I
say,
appreciate it.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I have to say what Mo was saying is partly, I think, the reason is us, the other community leaders, is not at all on Manolo, that we didn't respond, and I don't know. I feel sorry for it, but I don't know what we did wrong very well, apart from, I try to support everybody in whatever they do. And all of you have heard, and some of you have complained, oh, Chimo, you didn't record my meeting. You didn't announce my meeting. You didn't show up on our meeting. And I'm like, you didn't ask me anything. I can't follow everybody. There's so much going on. I do my best. And sometimes I can't guess what's going on. So you need to demand, you need to ask us, you know. Somebody was telling me off recently for not supporting the meeting, that I didn't record, I didn't show up. You didn't insist. You do need to tell me, you need to show up for a meeting, you need to record it, and then I will do it. I can't guess all the needs for every meeting as much as I try.
Sorry, I'm back. And sorry, Dave, I wanted to actually to listen to what you want to say. That's why I asked Chimo, but then I forgot to say the reason why I wanted to cover the moment.
He was
Sorry,
brief.
it
You can
was
say it again. Yeah.
just that I think that our Sunday co-op call can solve a lot of the problems that people are struggling with, with getting help on their projects. So, but it'll be in the recording, I assume, if we're still recording. I can't remember.
All right. So, um, I mean, we discussed a lot. We didn't make any decision, but this is it's also something that it keeps repeating. I want to make it noticed so you understand how it happens. Okay, so most of the time, this is what's happening. We talk, then things don't solidify, become something solid. Now, like I said, today we decide the number of tokens, or I will decide. Okay, we didn't decide the number of tokens, and therefore it's end up that if I want something to happen, I need to do it myself. Now, this is not to say that you're doing wrong. It's not. This is not the what I want to make you look at. What I want you to make look at that is if you want something to happen, you need to put a lot of work. And even at the beginning, you try to put the community and give empowering them and deciding important things inside the community. They don't happen. So you need to decide yourself. So Dave, Momir, whatever other people were saying about the challenge that they have within whatever they're building within the DAO, that is what's happening. Okay, so you need to put energy, nothing happen. Then you put energy, nothing happen. Maybe something happen, and then something goes back and forward, and it's a lot of work. So understand this. It's important. It's a lot of work. It's tough work. It's not easy. And when someone says, maybe Mumir, but it's not Mumir, it's not the only one that would like to have a path. Okay, that path in somehow will remove a lot of friction, but will put you into a path that you haven't decided that you don't own it, that you need someone else to help you out, that you can't control it fully. Instead, if you build something yourself within the DAO, you have total control. There is one thing that we said with the DAO: as long as it's in line with our manifesto, then it's allowed. Yeah, you don't need to ask permission. You can do it. Is it in line or not? That is the only question you need to ask yourself. Then the rest can be discussed with the community and so on. Uh, so I will, I will start at the DAO, do my own math, and come up with a number. Yes, Sam, go ahead. You're muted if you're talking.
I need to give this small piece of feedback because it's on my mind and it's very present. You came into this discussion at the start of the DAO meeting asking for a number, asking for an answer to a question. You presented the question to the community and said, what is the answer to this question? In the chat, in voice, in various things, people gave you answers. At no point I don't feel like there was any structure that you had in mind to receive the answer, I think is what I want to say. Because people gave you answers and people said, there were like, some people were on the, I don't know, some people were on the, how do we actually figure this out? Some people were on the, here is the answer. And I didn't detect at any level that there was like, this is how I want the question answered and this is the slot where the answer goes and put it in and then we can discuss. I feel like that was what was missing.
Exactly. That was missing. Did someone build it? Did someone said, no, this is disorganized. Let's find a way that we track everything. Let's find a way to build this. Let's find a physical, proper way to have an answer. Nobody did anything. Nobody did anything apart
No,
of
sorry.
writing opinions inside the chat. So Sam,
I
you're
think what I
right,
mean to
but
say,
we need actions.
I
It's
think
not
what I
me
mean to say,
it's not me doing it.
okay, the person who asks the question has to provide the structure for being able to receive the answer. So you ask the question, what is the quantity of tokens we should have in the DAO? That means that you, by asking the question, must also provide the structure of how to receive the answer. Whether it's a poll, whether it's a submit your answer here, whether it's a ask the community and the first person who answers gives the answer, and that is the answer. As the person who asks the question, you have to be the one to decide how the answer is received,
No, I
or
didn't
how the
ask.
discussion flows.
Sorry, Sam. I raised a problem, okay? And this happened last week. And Vlad came out with a solution, okay, how to find this number. Then today we didn't have the number. So I said we need a number, okay, for this. I don't, for your way of seeing, I'm asking the question, I need to provide a way to answer. For my way of thinking, decentralized, I see a problem and I allow you, community, to find a solution to the problem. Or I need to do it myself. And that is the problem. So if I need to do for myself, and I give you the answer, the question, I give you the path to give me the answer. I guide everything. And that is not decentralized. So we gave, I mean, we can even carry on thinking about these numbers that are not that important. Okay, we can just carry on talking about what kind of number we need to have, and then wait until someone organize this, and then come out with a number. Or we gave, I suggest, let's give us this deadline and let's start with the DAO because these numbers are not that important. It would be nice to have a number that makes, something that is, I don't know, symbolic for us. And that's it. We couldn't, doesn't matter. We can start anyway. So would be nice. Okay, Sam, understand. I should have probably prepared a form, whatever, something for everybody. I read the chat. Nobody tried to organize anything. Everybody was just sharing numbers, random numbers, and that's it. So for me, everything is an experiment. This was an experiment. I learned something else. Hopefully, everybody learned something. And that's it. So now maybe I don't know if I'm gonna change, to be honest. I don't know if I should create a way for you to organize. Okay, I don't know if that is the right thing for me to do it. So I see now more clearly the problem, and thank you, Sam, for bringing this. But I don't have an answer for this problem. I don't know if you in this room you have an answer. What shall I have done?
I kind of, when I said one, it means we are all. If it's an horizontal, like Hamir said, the circle is the best form. The one, you can always use decimals, 1 point something or 0.3 decimals, and then you go into the words, billion, million, hundreds. You can simplify. But the important is the concept behind the number. That's the abundance. It's not about the money, it's about what it represents. And a structure that this has, we are all equal, is we are all leaders. That means one. It's sovereignty, but in multiple aspect and expressions. So that's my little grain.
Okay, so Estela, you came out with this suggestion with a number. Okay, what we need is a consensus mechanism to actually agree. That is what is missing the structure. So, what is the consensus mechanism? I could have said, okay, write whatever the majority of numbers that I see that seem that are winning. We I'm gonna pick the number. Or you could say, let's go around each one of us, explain the reason and pitch their own numbers. There's so many way, different way to do to achieve consensus. None in this meeting come out with let's use this way to achieve consensus. Okay, everybody just said numbers and expecting that I would somehow, I don't know, out of whatever system I would have created the consensus.
Well, everyone has a chance to vote right now. We've got a few people on this call. We can end this very quickly. The numbers on the table are 1, 42, and 369. So I voted 42. If everyone else votes, then we got a number.
So wait, we need to make the argument for this number. Maybe it will make sense.
No. Do we need to make an argument?
No,
Or
we don't.
Estella made her argument. It just
Yeah.
said the reason why we need one.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the
42
consensus is we don't need to argue. And Estela presented one, and then the other was 42, and none of us want to discuss this anymore. We just want to vote something.
I don't
So,
know. You're saying this now.
yeah. I'm saying
Yeah,
that.
so you are now making this with together with Carrie that we
Yeah.
don't need to discuss. I don't know
Well,
if the other people wants to discuss. There
Yeah.
is some with the hands up.
Sam, do you want to discuss this further or choose right away? Or do you want to unmute?
Yeah, I want to unmute. For me, the number is not the consequence. For me, the decision path is the consequence. For me, the idea is the fact that we don't have a way of executing a decision path. And that what I was trying to say was the person who presents the problem is the person who decides the decision path, and then the decision path is structured and executed. That was what I was trying to get across. So, like, while there is no leader, while there is no thing, if someone proposes a thing, it is their responsibility to formulate the decision path, and that is executed. That's what I was trying to get across. I throw 42. I'm fine with that. I don't mind.
Since none of us are
my
leaders
problem was not
here-
the number.
Since none of us are leaders here, I'm going to throw my weight behind what Samuel said and push back on you, Manolo, that you just can't say no. You have the responsibility to take action on all the information that was gathered here because you took the question. And so what does a constructive answer look like? We need to know what the schema is, friend. We don't understand, like we're giving you information. But yeah, I just want to support what Samuel said.
I think we're this meeting is getting long and tired. I think I think we got a good number, man. But
So, uh, are we chatting? Are we posting in the chat?
I'm fine. Take what was the first number was offered?
number one, number
36.
42, and 36369.
And I just want to say this the guys said earlier. 42 is a not lucky number for Asian people.
I did not know that. But it's going to be 42 million, right?
It's 42. Yeah, whatever it is.
Don't want to bother anyone.
So
Let's go simple.
how are we gonna do it again?
I thought we were just going to take a straw vote.
Let's vote, and it's 2 seconds, and we count.
Carrie's become from socialist to to the opposite. 42 is the no, is done. Okay,
Benevolent
because the
dictator.
first three, okay, I can see.
So can we go then for 423691? What are the options now? I got a bit lost.
Let's go 369 and let's give it a day.
She wanna push in their own. So from my understanding, there is a 369, 42, number one, and that's it, I guess. I mean, on the other call, we had pi number, 3.14, whatever, until we go to 1 billion, I think it was.
What's your gut tell you, Manolo? Which of those numbers do you like?
I'm not gonna vote. I'm not gonna suggest any number. I'm not gonna vote.
Okay, so
The number is forming.
Yeah, Vlad is calculating it as we speak.
Oh, Vlad, are you using your system with all the bullshit we're saying?
No, no, no.
Okay, I thought you were inputting it into a system.
No, because someone said pi, so 369, 42, 314. Now we just need more 3 characters to billions. So anyone, the golden ratio is how much? Let's
go with
put
that.
on the mix.
Just fill the rest of the numbers with eights.
Cool.
528. This love's of future. We need love. We are love. How many numbers we need to have?
I think it's there now.
There you go. I think we got a number.
Which one is it? Sorry, can someone tell me? It's I see two final number.
Vlad did a very serious calculation to arrive at 369,423,14528.
Okay, really easy to remember. Nice one. Okay.
We love it. Let's do that.
So, I mean, this is 36 billions.
Exactly.
Is that the right scale?
And maybe we need to remove one number, but it's I hate to remove number 8 because 8 is basically the name of my dog.
Oh,
So
That's the only number that I cared about. But doesn't matter. Maybe it makes sense that is missing is the hidden number. Actually, maybe we need to sorry. Yeah.
4. 4 repeats twice.
yeah,
What is 4 repeat twice? Okay. But 314 is the Maybe I know. What? Okay, three. Okay, sorry. If we do like a 369, which is one number, then comma, then
42.
42, it just needs something else next to it. Maybe it can be. Maybe we start with 42. So everybody. So also Carrie is more happy. So we start with number 42. So 42,
Yeah.
comma, 368, comma, 314, which is the pi number. And why do we have this 52.8 there?
That the love code. It's a solfeggio.
Okay, the love code 528.
That's perfect. You're arranged by threes. Members, you have a trillion, right? 42 trillions, right?
Yeah.
That's simple.
No, so 42, no, billions, not trillions.
Billions, okay. So it's easy to remember Tesla number, and then we have phi, and then we have the log code, and then we start with 42. It's easy to remember in that way.
So it's
Is this a number we need to remember? I thought
It's
it was
at least you
end
know
up at the
where
back
you
of the
are.
code somewhere.
Well,
yeah,
at
no, we
least
will
you know
write
you.
some. Sorry.
It's good to know. It's built from something.
Is it the one that I just posted correct?
369, no 68.
369.
Yeah, that Tesla. 314 is the phi, number phi,
369. Okay.
which is actually the circle, right?
So
3,
yeah, the pi number. 520.
yeah. And then 528. No, this is beautiful, actually.
If Estella approves, I approve too.
Okay, Carrie, are you
I
happy
think
about
it's
this?
easy.
Sorry, I was
Stop
not.
stirring the pot, Vlad.
Cool. Beautiful number.
Okay, sorry, I didn't get the approval from
Who's missing?
Carrie.
No, Vlad,
Did
we
she
have
leave?
music. Vlad, we have music here. 369 is another solfeggio. 528 is another solfeggio. I need to look 314 and 42, but this could be even in a harmonic. Maybe Manolo told us his and could be in resonance harmonic. So it came in this way. We need to dive into. See, I think it's good.
All right, so we have it. Approved.
How long did it take? 2 minutes? 3 minutes?
Don't ask.
Totally worth it. Future generations will watch this video and understand the
We
meaning.
need to improve this. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
It's
so this is when this happened.
Okay, guys, I'm going back to work. So
Yeah, I need to go.
Vlad,
have a
can
good
you
day,
stay for a minute?
everybody.
Vlad, can you stay for a minute? What do you need to
Oh,
do?
Chimo, whenever you want, contact me. Bye.
Check your.
I am here. Yeah, I'm working, so long hours.
I'll send you a DM. Yeah, check your DM.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. What did we need to discuss, Vlad? What was it that I forgot?
Yeah, I've created a workshop so to show
Oh,
everyone.
yes. When do we do your workshop? So you think next week?
Yeah, I think it's better.
But I think it fits on Wednesdays. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So Manolo,
Yeah.
for next Wednesday, Vlad could do a workshop thing. Do you want to explain what it is, basically, Vlad?
Yeah, I'll just show how we can experiment and validate any hypothesis about how we should reward contributions, and not only this. It's basically working with the repository that I made. It's like a research harness, and I've worked a lot on documentation these last days, but it works like Manolo was saying on another call. It creates a universe that agents can work and come up with experiments. So, for example, we would try something like, oh, we are gonna give credits instead of tokens for everyone that proceed uh, participates on a call. And then they can redeem these credits when they make a contribution that we select that is good enough, for example. Then we said, oh, we are going to do this experiment for uh, 100 tasks. And then we are going to measure and see if this was for example, if we see the attendance of a lot of people, probably this is attracting bots. So we could infer different things that happened by collecting this data of meetings and credits that we are giving, and how much people are redeeming these credits and so on. And we could make it this economy scientific research and see how far we can get. I don't know if everyone understood, but
Uh, partially, and I don't. I'm saying partially because I'm too late and too tired to fully understand it. But the idea of running experiments makes sense. We are in the phase where we must run experiments so we can learn as much as possible. Uh, so, yes, makes sense. Um, I think we should involve in somehow Carrie in this because of her background in data science, understanding a lot of different elements. Um, so yeah, we should do it.
So let's
yeah,
do this. Let's arrange, work on it with Vlad and Carrie, and then we'll send you something of what's going to be presented, and we talk about whether if it's Wednesday or when it goes. Cool. So you don't need to think about it now.
yeah.
Good.
Kathy said she is already reviewing it, but I send it on the chat. Everyone can interact with it. I improved the documentation a lot, so you can just ask for your agent. Explain me what this repo is. That is a real guide for working with it, watch each piece of it. So, and or you can just read the documentation that I made there.
So let's do this, Vlad. Let's prepare some kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
You show me some of the presentation so we can share it with Manolo, and then we see where it fits. Cool.
I will say for everyone that
Yeah.
is on call that can try, so we can get different feedback. But I think Carrie is already reviewing it. I sent it to her. Hopefully, she will
Yeah.
take more
So let's
seriously.
do that. Let's just talk with Carrie and make sense of it. Yeah. Cool. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Sorry,
guys.
just before we go, I might have illumination about the numbers.
Should we call everybody back in?
No, I just changed the order, so the number doesn't. I mean, then those numbers are inside, but we make the at the end we use 3.14, so we keep the pi as a correct number. Does it make sense what I'm saying?
Cool.
So nobody cares anymore. You
It makes
No,
sense to me.
we're all
makes sense to
excited.
you. So
We're
is the long number start with 42, all those fine numbers, but then 3.14. So we keep the actual pi and we diminish the amount because 42 billions is a lot. So we cut it and we keep the 14 at the end.
Okay.
Nice deal.
done.
So that makes it 423 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yes. So we split, we make it smaller, and probably I'm gonna think more, but that is I think the better idea.
Cool.
All right. Thanks everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Uh, See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Cibo, can you stay a second?
Yeah, yeah.